I've got 3 things that I do to keep my eye on the numbers at all times, as you would know. Number 1, I get a weekly dashboard of all the important high-level numbers in the business, okay? If I say weekly dashboard, what's in it? I've got one in front of me. Every single week on my table, Monday morning, I've got a document here, a dashboard, which shows me sales week to date this year versus last year. Month to date sales this month versus same month last year. Quarterly sales this month versus last year. Year to date sales. Then profit on those same metrics, weekly, monthly, quarterly, year to date. It shows me overdue debtors. Why is that important? Because if I don't know who owes me money right now and it's overdue, then I've got no way to proactively chase that money and bring it in. You could do all the work you want, but if you're actually not getting paid, then it's like you didn't do the work to begin with and didn't invoice it. So cash is king. You need to bring the money in. Sales, profit, overdue debtors. Then on the lead side of the lead in the drivers of the business are leads and setup. So in our business, we basically do tax and accounting for companies. The more leads that come in, that results in more tax returns, more BAS's accounts that go out, generates more revenue. So I need to know what the lead indicators are for if my business is growing. So we track again, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly, how many leads come in on all of those time frames and compare it to last year. And we check the percentages. And then we look at how many setups of businesses we're doing every single week versus the same week last year, and how many proposals are getting signed. That's how many new clients are being signed every week versus last year. Those metrics together as a weekly dashboard, I know straight away whether or not the business is growing, whether it's falling behind. Why? Because I've got the sales and profit figures for right now, but I also have the figures which tell me what it's going to be like in the next 3, 6, 12 months. We had an incident at Latitude a few weeks ago, because I also keep my eye on the analytics of the website, where all of a sudden our website traffic crashed. And within probably 4 days, I noticed that the ad spend was the same on Google and everything else, but the numbers were just not coming into the website, and then the leads dried up. And I started fishing around, and I just said to myself, being super efficient, I said, this just could be an anomaly, and it's been less than a week. I'm going to wait 1 week. If it hits 1 week and something doesn't happen, I'm going to look into it. By the day we hit 1 week, a client called us and said, hey, we just want to let you guys know, whenever we Google your website, we click on your website, and then we get sent to some random bookstore selling tax books. I said, what's going on? And that's when we raised the alarm bells, called the agencies, called the website guys, called the IT guys. We said, what's going on? Why is our website diverting traffic away?
And the data told you that.
The data told me that. If I didn't have the data, if I wasn't looking at the analytics, if I wasn't looking at my leads coming in, if I wasn't looking at, I've got an addiction to looking at these numbers. I'm the guy that refreshes the screen 50 times because I just want to know in real time, all the time, what those numbers are. I wouldn't have known that was happening. We were able to sort it out. There's a little malware. They cleaned it up. They put some extra security. And then straight away, the following week, which was the last week, everything went back to normal. So the weekly dashboard is the first thing you need to be looking at to know exactly how your business is going. Then you got to zoom out. That's zoomed in, all right? Then you got to start zooming out. When you zoom out, you look at like a monthly level. On a monthly level, what you want to have in your Xero setup is a templated monthly management report. That management report is going to have more details than one A4 piece of paper with 10, 15 numbers on it. It's going to have a profit and loss for the month compared to the previous month, broken down into your into your product segments. We're a services business. We don't sell products. We sell services. So what we have is teams that are in the business and managers who lead those teams. So we can see sales by manager and see how each manager is performing, and then regulate how much work they have and divert more work to them. There's going to be a balance sheet in there. Why is a balance sheet important? It shows you your cash at bank balance, shows you your debtors, your payables. It shows you how much tax you owe at that point in time. It tells you how much profit you've made year to date. Okay. Then there's going to be your age payables, your age receivables. You could put a cash flow summary in there just to make sure there's enough cash in the business to keep everything ticking along. But it's a more comprehensive report, but as with more comprehensive information, you don't need to be looking at that every day. Once a month, you can pull out a management report from your Xero. That'll do that. Then on the big picture, Xero has this tool as well where you can put in a budget. So once a year, you have to sit down and go, for the next 12 months, we estimate we're going to do this much in sales, and these are going to be all our expenses, and break it down line by line and chuck it into Xero. with your clients, how many clients do you have on Xero, you reckon?
Hundreds.
And how many of them are using the budget feature?
Just the ones are forced to use the budget feature.
Yeah,
10.
absolutely, right? So there isn't a huge take up on it. It's free. It's in Xero. You go in, you chuck your budget in, and at any time throughout the year, you can pull up a budget versus actual. So you can say, okay, well, we sat down at the beginning of the financial year. We thought revenue would be at 350,000 by now. It's at 250,000. Why is it $100,000 under? Or in the converse, you're up by 100 grand, and you can say, what have we been doing well? Let's do more of that. You need visibility over the numbers. And these reports, if you're not looking at these reports actively all the time, you're not going to actually take that visibility and action what needs to be actioned to improve the business.